Hello, welcome to Sharing Creativity and Company. My name is Sharon Cheng, and today I'm going to show you the smaller version of my scallop treat holder. I have this in a previous video. This size is a little bit wider, so it does hold a gift card. These other two are narrower because I wanted to get more out of a piece of paper, designer series paper for a craft show. By making it a 1/4 inch narrower, I'm able to get 6 pieces out of a sheet of 12 by 12 designer series paper instead of only 4. So let's go through the instructions for this smaller treat holder. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut a piece of paper to 4 inches by 5.5. Then you're going to center your scallop circle from the Circles Collection framelits so that it has an even amount of overlap on the straight edges. In this area, which I'm going to call the open area, you want to have 8 scallops on either side. That's how you know it's centered. And you can see how I marked the framelit with a Sharpie, so as I was moving through, I could move very quickly as we made all of our make and takes for the scrapbook expo. After you have cut those pieces, you will end up with something that looks like this, and you're going to take your Simply Scored scoring tool here, and you are going to score it first with the flat edges on the left and the right. And I'm going to score at 3/4 inch, 1 inch, 3 inch, and 3 1/4. When you use your stylus, because the designer series paper is thinner than cardstock, make sure to use the wide ball of the stylus rather than the narrow. The narrow is what you use for cardstock. Then I'm going to turn it so that I have the flat edge on the top and the bottom, and I'm going to score it then at 2 3/4 and 3 inches. As I've colored my markers different colors so that I can do both sides quickly. If you have any questions about how I did that, I have another tutorial to show you how to do that. After you get your scored piece, go ahead and fold on all the sides. And then what you're going to do is I'm going to call the taller half the top and the shorter half the bottom. And you can see here on the bottom half, you're going to cut out on both sides this rectangle. There are 2 lines here. Cut on the one that will cut out the largest piece on both sides. When you do that, you're going to end up with something that looks like this. You're going to flip it over. When you put adhesive on either side of this flap and you close it up, there's your little treat holder that you can design to fit many different occasions. I use the Crazy About You photopolymer stamp set, and you can just see there are so many different ways to take this template, take this stamp set, and make it fit a lot of different celebration ideas. So let's talk about how I made the Easter Bunny, though. I used Happy Easter, stamped it on a scrap, and I'm using our extra large oval punch, and this is how I punched out the head. For the ears, I used the flower medallion punch. You'll notice that this punch alternates wide petals with narrow petals. So I have a scrap that's about 1 inch wide, and I am punching out first through the wide petals with Whisper White. And then in this case, I use Blushing Bride for the narrow petals. And I'll punch that out. And what you have are 2 very strange looking pieces of paper that are going to become ears. So I cut this in half. And ultimately for the ear, you're going to want about 1/4 inch down at the bottom. So I just sort of eyeballed it where that would be. And so that's the outside of the ear. And then for the inside, I'm also going to cut this in half and just basically do the same thing, knowing it's got to be a little bit smaller to be the inside of the ear. And when you line it up, and I'm going to cheat this down a little bit, that's how you get the inside of the ear. And that's how I made this part right here. For the other side, for the other ear, what I did is I just folded it over so I had a little floppy-eared bunny. Let me show you how I did the little bow tie. When I'm working with small pieces of ribbon, I much prefer to keep it on the roll. It's easier to work with. And all I do is I just do a loop like this, but I've got plenty of room to work with. Snug it up. Cut it. And there's my bow tie. So quick and easy. Thank you for sharing creativity and company with me today. Remember to shop with me to get what you want for your next crafting project.